So, in this country where it's not about race, never has been about race, you know what I mean? Unless, unless somebody of another race, meaning somebody that's not black, um, says they're being discriminated against because of their race. Right? Other than that, this is not a racist nation or racist country or has ever been. So now we racist to the point where we have to pass bills to stop people from talking about certain races. Well, we got to pass bills to stop people from talking about certain groups, right? Um, Even a foreign country that's not the United States, right? Because here in America, you can't even talk about Israel because you're anti-Semitic, right? So you're basically racist towards the Jews. Crazy how that worked, right? So crazy how that worked because this country has never been racist or is racist. There's no trace of racism here. But now all of a sudden, everybody's racist towards the Jews. All of a sudden, this is Nazi Germany. Now, speaking of Nazi Germany, you may want to do your own research on Nazi Germany and take what you take from it. But anyway, now all of a sudden, this is a racist country, but only prejudice or racist towards the Jewish community. Now, the black community has been talking about racism and anti-blackness forever and ever, right? Ever since we stopped being slaves, or like some of you like to say, indentured servants, and stopped working for free, we have been hated. People have been prejudiced against us. People have been finding ways to attack us, destroy us, kill us, um, oppress us, uh, anything you can think of, right? Using the whole propaganda machine. Before TV, it was letters and newspapers and posters and plays and everything you can think of to make us look like monsters. Black eye monster, right? But with everything we've been through and went through in this life and in this country, we have never been looked at as victims. People go through a Holocaust in another country and they are forever the victims all over the world. Crazy how that works, right? And us, we have been, because of slavery and, because of our complexion, we've been labeled as villains all over the world, right? There's no sympathy for us. None, right? None. The villains, the monsters, the scum of the earth. Crazy how that works. Especially here because, you know, we're not racist. We're not racist as a country. But all of a sudden, we're racist as a country because a powerful group of people say we are. Right? A powerful group of people that controls our president, controls all three branches of our government, um, controls our governors, shit, our mayors, shit, control pretty much everything, really. You know what I mean? Full control. Crazy how that works. You know what I mean? That shows you the power and money, especially when you got governments paying out billions and billions in reparations to you. I mean, when you call it something else, people don't get mad about it. When you call it aid, foreign aid, people don't get mad about it. When you're not black, people don't have a problem with giving it to you. Yeah, yeah. Because we watched this with the last 4 years, with the borders, immigration. You know what I mean? The more fair skinned you are, when it comes to your complexion, the more favorable you're treated. The darker the skin, the more not so great of treatment. You feel me? You get treated like an animal, like a beast, like a savage. I can't even say like an animal because animals get treated better. You feel me? They got PETA for that. Um, like I always say, when it comes to us, we don't have a we don't have laws to protect us. We have laws set to send us up the road, to put us in the chain gang. Um, we have all kind of laws so you can harass us as a people, um, to the point where you can do whatever you want to do and get away with it. You know what I mean? Those are the laws meant for us. It's like open season on us, like bear hunting, gator hunting, nigger hunting. You feel me? Shit be wild, shit be crazy. But people are gonna tell you, no, no, that's not the case. Even though we're looking at it in real time and we can see it is what it is. Even though give us our yearly reminder, they make 15 movies about it every year and TV shows. You know what I mean? Shit. We got to show those we got to have a movie of some kind of slave. You know what I mean? We got to have that movie. You feel me? To show you how you get the skin peeled off your back, how you had no power. You know what I'm saying? And how we just pretty much was doing anything we wanted to you, how we owned you like cattle. Feel me? Yeah. Yeah. It makes them feel great. And then people like to say, but you weren't the only ones in this country that were indentured servants. We had the Irish, we had this other group and this other group and this other group, and then what about with the Spaniards and all of the territories, and and the British and the French and the Portuguese and on and on and on, and the Dutch, and you know what I mean? Yeah, but we don't see movies about that. We're not stuck talking about that every other day. We don't really learn too much history on that. You know what I mean? We don't that's quiet history. Because we don't want those people to feel away. You know? We don't want you to feel like you have no power. We don't want you to feel like this is all you ever been. Like, never in life have you ever been free. Like, never in life have you ever been anything else but a slave. Right? You know, we want you to think that the history of you started with slavery, and that's it. That's what we want you to think. So that's what's taught. And we want you to think that the crazy part about it is, if you think about it, because the history of Jews in this country, the only thing we know about is the Holocaust. But because of the Holocaust, they're looked at as victims, and they're looked at as like people who are overcoming and strong. And if they need something, we are to give it to them because if they have been wronged in the past, right? Completely different from how we look at slavery in this country. Completely different. You know what I mean? Shit, completely different. But this is supposed to be a Christian nation. We don't even hear about the millions of Christians that was killed by Jews. So, I mean, we don't hear about none of that. We don't hear about nothing. You know what I mean? So, is this a like they always say when it comes to Muslims and stuff? Oh, it's the jihad. This is a holy war. So, is this spiritual? Do you have to be Jewish to be favored? I mean, they're the chosen people, right? So, what does that mean about your faith as a Christian? I mean, because we already know how we feel about Muslims in this country. You feel me? If you're a Muslim, you're forever a terrible person. You're a terrorist, right? Even if you have no involvement in terror, you're a terrorist. Even though that term was coined by the British to describe the Israelis. And they took that term and labeled it and turned it into a Muslim. When people think of terrorists, they start thinking Muslims. Crazy how that works. Crazy how things change over time. It's crazy. I guess that's just forgotten history, right? It's not forgotten history. It's history we don't want you to know about. It's crazy because this country is not about race. It's never about race. And I always say this all the time because it's true. It's never about race until somebody that's not black feel they in a situation that's racially motivated, right? Because as a black person, you can be, man, goddamn. People were like, that's not it. That didn't happen because race or anything. We got sundown towns, sundown counties. You know what I mean? We got situations or cases, open cases where people are still being attacked because of their race in this country. You feel me? White mobs attacking black people and black people being firebombed in towns and shit like that. Being basically run out of town. You feel me? But that's not because you're black or nothing. That's not a race issue. You feel me? You're being racially profiled, but it's not a race issue, even though even though it's in the term, racially profiled. But it's not a race issue. It's never a race issue when it's a black issue. It's only a race issue if anybody that's not black feel they're being attacked because of their race or feel like they're in a situation that's racially motivated. That's the only time it's about race. Other than that, it's not about race. You feel me? If somebody is openly racist towards a black person, it's still not about race. It has to be about something else. And it has to be because of that black person must have did something to provoke the situation. It's something that that black person has done to provoke that type of response and the reason that person is coming at them racial overtones because they're not racist. It's just something that that black person did to bring out racism, and to the point where that as a black person you're using race as an excuse because it's not even a race issue. That's crazy. It's crazy how it's looked at when you don't have an anti-defamation league. You know what I mean? When you don't have an APAC. You know what I mean? Shit, we need that. Then we can be just as protected. Maybe our needs will be met. Maybe people will take us more serious when we speak on things that are going on with us and things that are going on in this country. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Just a thought.